All right, once the Speaker took the gavel, the House wasted no time in getting back to work. It passed nearly 30 bills in its first day back. Among them, what advocates hope are loophole-free limits on payday loan interest rates. The House voted to cap rates at 28%, something they thought they did a few years ago, but the lenders were able to get around those rules and charge huge interest rates through some legal maneuvering. This is the bill that was stuck in the House under the leadership of Cliff Rosenberger. When the FBI started asking questions about Rosenberger's trips with payday lending industry lobbyists, the bill suddenly became unstuck. Mark Weaver, is this good public policy, this overwhelming vote, or just running for political cover?
Well, it's an election year, so you have to presume that every vote that's taken has some political calculation to it. Clearly, there's been some urging by editorial boards and other advocates to move the payday lender bill, and I think that was heard. Because it's caught up in whatever's happening with the FBI and Cliff Rosenberger, I think people felt even more impelled to do something with it. We don't know. Nobody really knows what the issue is quite yet. We've heard little clues here and there, but I think the House clearly thought the better part of valor was to move it off its agenda and out to where it can be approved.
Jesse, the surprise was there was no negotiating, at least on the House side. The payday lending industry, basically, they took the advocates' version of the bill with the strict restrictions and moved it forward.
Yeah, there was one point in committee where there was going to be some pretty substantial changes, which were kind of last minute, and that got shuffled away. So I think what you're really going to see is this bill go over to the Senate, and if there's going to be any tweaks, it's going to happen there. Payday lending and restrictions on this particular industry are controversial in a regular time, and even more so with Cliff Rosenberger. So I think the Ohio House is just saying to the Senate, like, hey, if there need to be fixes, you guys can take care of that.
I don't think it's just the editorial pages and the advocates who wanted this. We passed a 28% rate cap 10 years ago. And the payday lenders put a referendum on the ballot, and they outspent the good guys 60-1, and they got beat 2-1. 66% of the voters said 28% rate cap is fair, and not 400% or 500% like we're seeing. I think there's strong public support for this, and the reason why nothing's happened over 10 years is because of all the money the lenders give.
But if anything's clear, the payday lender group, they still have a ton of money, and whatever passes, whatever happens in the Senate and whatever passes in the long run, they'll be hard at work, nose to the grindstone, trying to figure out how to get around that too.
Well, and what's interesting, we suspect that what's going on with Cliff Rosenberger is tied to payday lending. The 4 legislators who've been convicted over the last couple of years, all 4 Democrats, 2 of them were caught up directly in the payday lender. So 3 in the House, 1 in the Senate. Not just guesses, not hints, but convicted on corruption charges. So we know that there may be more to come.
So is this the end of the payday lending's overwhelming influence or strong influence at the State House if the Senate passes this?
Well, the First Amendment allows people to go to the legislature and say, this is what policy I'd like you to pass. And there are and I don't work with the payday lending industry, but there are certainly lots of people who use it and want to be able to have the ability to use it. Given what's happened now, I'd be surprised if we saw something in the near future, but people who want to have a business are going to try to find a way to do business.
When they worked around the last law, they didn't do it out, and they did it behind the scenes. They weren't doing it out front of anything. They weren't doing it through the legislature. They were doing it with their lawyers. So that's what I figured they'll probably work at this time. Do a end run again, and then the lawmakers or the voters will have to come back.
Cindy, the supporters of the industry say that this will put them out of business, that there are a lot of low-income people in particular that need these loans to tie them over from the last couple of days of the month until they get paid. They need these short-term loans. What is your response to that?
They can make money charging 28% interest. That's a lot of interest. They're not going to go out of business.
These are risky borrowers, and that's the argument.
They are risky borrowers, but still, this industry can flourish. A lot of credit unions give these small loans, and they grow and prosper too. These arguments are ridiculous.
When does it come before the Senate, Jesse?
You know, I don't think they've said it yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is similar pressure to make sure this doesn't languish too long in the Ohio Senate. So I think you'll see it move relatively quickly. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if there are some changes, or at least some attempts at changes over on that side.